following is brought to you by the Hourly Creations Patreon. Link is in the description below. Hello and welcome to a very different style of video. I participated in an art challenge in January, heralded by Canker, who is an artist on Twitter. Link in the description below. Why are you breathing so heavily? Why are you breathing so...
Because your voice changed like so immediately.
Son of a bitch, I forgot to record your voice.
That's
oh my gosh, the part where he's like introducing himself, he's just, it's just dead silent.
Hey, so we're gonna do that intro one more time, just for the sake of...
That's okay, we're okay.
It's a good warm-up, alright.
The first one wasn't good anyway.
Right,
no, we weren't, it wasn't good.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, you insulted me in the first time, so it's okay. It's good.
Alright.
Do it again.
Alright. Like, I'm so disappointed. I do this every time. Hello and welcome to a slightly different style of video.
It's recording now, isn't it? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just don't want you to make the same mistake second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome to a very different style of video. You see, I participated in an art challenge in January heralded by a very talented artist on Twitter called Canker, and today is a video showing off the results of that challenge, but with a slight twist. Today I'm joined by two very talented artists, Marlo, who specializes in clown art, and Finn, who specializes in art that I'm not going to out him for.
Hey.
Alright, go ahead and say hi, Marlo.
Hi, okay.
Hello, people of the world.
Hello, people
and beyond.
Hello, people of my YouTube channel that probably won't watch this video. Because it's not statistically speaking, this video will get like 2 or 3 views.
Hey.
One of which is going to be from me making sure it uploaded properly.
Don't worry, I'll support you, baby.
I'll be one of
give
them
it a
too.
view. The 2 other views are us. Oh
yeah.
Alright, so as you can see on the screen here, this is the overall challenge that I participated in, and it follows very like horror style themes, which was something I gravitated towards because I am a longtime horror and thriller fan. But without further ado, we're going to get started. The way this is going to work is I'm going to introduce each piece and give my thoughts about it, and then Finn and Marlo are going to respectively tear it to shreds as they grade me on how well I followed the prompt, the overall style of the challenge, and whether or not I actually produced a decent style of art.
Can I say something a little mean before we start? Like, I already have something I could say to tear you to shreds.
Okay, is it regarding to...
It's your voice. You still sound so...
Your voice sucks.
Yeah, your voice is ugly.
It.
No, you just don't sound like you. It's like, you're just... You're like...
It's the tuber voice.
Hello, everybody. I am Zen.
You got...
It's so cool.
No.
Yeah,
you gotta have a tuber voice.
I really wish you were here for the last D&D session where I tried to do a shitty Markiplier impression for like 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's what your
doing right now.
Voice sounds like right now anyway.
Alright, well, everyone on TikTok already thinks I look like Markiplier, so it really helps. Alright, so we're gonna get into the first picture here. So this one follows the prompt of disgust, and I'll be honest, I don't think I followed this one very well. I had a lot of trouble getting a good expression going, and it very much turned into a neutral style that just, you can apply any emotion to it and it will kind of fit. And also for all of these pictures, I wanted to stay within a black and white style because I didn't want to overcomplicate it by trying to understand color theory. And we're going to open up the floor to Finn.
Yeah, I would say I agree with the facial expression being more neutral. I do think it's done really well, and I do like the piece, but yeah, I could see maybe disgust is kind of a hard emotion to capture, really, so it makes sense that you'd struggle with that, and I do think it turned out well either way, but yeah, pretty neutral, almost kind of hard to tell the thing's the guy's emotion at all, but you know, it's still a really nice piece. Mm-hmm. It's more so, you know, prompt is a little yeah, maybe could get more disgust in there.
Okay, and Marlo, what are your thoughts?
I don't get it at all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't get it at all. I really don't get disgust from this. It's like he said, it's a cool piece. What's with the bug chin? What's going on there?
I don't know, I wanted to make it look interesting, and that was one of the like details that just stuck out in my mind as I was making it, and it just that looks kind of cool, so I'll keep it.
The only part I guess that kind of looks like disgust is the nose because he's like pulling it back like. Raw. But you gotta put wrinkles around the nose so that way you can tell that it's like has tension around it.
Yeah.
Right. Wait. Could I say something as well? Could I say something else?
Yes.
I think the mouth on its own and the nose as well could be perfectly fine, but I feel like hiding the eyes kind of took away a lot of the like ability to actually express the emotion, like covering it up. Because I feel like a lot of disgust is in the way your eyes are like squinting or your brow is furrowed, you know?
Also, it's not a symmetrical feeling, if that makes sense. Like it's not a emotion where your face is like, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides.
Right. It's one where your like face kind of twists and morphs all over the place. I will give myself the benefit of saying is like I do start playing more and more. I do start playing around with more facial expressions, but for the first part of the challenge, I feel I was far too stiff when it came to trying to apply the prompt.
What's is it supposed to be you?
Not necessarily, but it did turn out kind of.
It does
like
look
me.
a little bit like how you draw yourself.
This might turn into my profile picture later.
Please don't.
It's a cool piece. I like
yeah,
it.
it is a cool piece. I don't know. It's not. Don't put this as your profile picture though. It's like that nose is really not your nose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this piece, Marlo?
As it, okay. By itself, probably a 7 because it's not a super complicated piece. People do portraits all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the prompt, I'd give it like maybe a 3. Does that hurt your feelings?
I mean, that sounds pretty fair. Finn, what do you think? Scale of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like by itself 7, 8. It's well done. You know, maybe not like Marlo said, not the most complicated, but it's still good and it's nice. It's like cool to look at. But again, prompt could have done better. Probably like a 4 or 5 on that.
Where's
Probably
the,
4, I will say.
What brush did you? Is this on Procreate?
This is on Procreate, and I believe So I did play around with brushes on a few different pieces. However, mostly I worked with the old bleach brush, if anyone's interested.
It's cool.
Okay.
I like how like,
It looks. The skin texture looks really good.
yeah, it's like very painterly.
All right, next piece, we're working with unfocused. Now, unfocused, I kind of went into it of like, what do I do when I just want to absent-mindedly draw or paint or whatever? And 9 times out of 10, I kind of fall back on landscapes because to me they are one of the easiest things I can generate, partially in due to Bob Ross. And so I tried to do a very basic composition of a landscape with a few mountains and kind of a beach-esque feeling to it, and then I added a little guy in a wizard hat there just to not draw focus to him, but kind of make it seem like he's just sitting on the shores, just sort of absent-mindedly looking into the distance. And we're gonna start off with Marlo. What do you think?
I wish there was something at the front of it to make it look more unfocused. Like, it'd be cool. This is all very crisp. So it'd be cool if up front there was just something really blurry in your face, like some sort of like framing around the piece that was very
so like
unfocused.
trying to play with depth of field.
Yeah. But like as a I always love your landscapes. I like the clouds. They're so cool. They're like I don't know what you call them. The little like
Oh yeah, the
traily.
yeah the like
clouds that are just like blinds. Those
yeah,
are so cool.
The spindly jet trails.
I like that in this world wizards exist, but so do like airplanes. I think that's really interesting. It's like you can either go to a wizard and he can transport you or teleport you to wherever you want to be in the world, or you could just
Get on the plane.
go to a normal plane.
Buy a plane ticket with yeah. All right. Opening up the floor to Finn.
I actually think you did a lot better job at capturing the prompt on this one, because everything is like, you know, those are like clearly mountains. It's clearly like a body of water, clearly clouds, but they're also very like rough and undefined. And like the person in the foreground, it has very much like an amorphous shape, you know, like, and I think that actually, like, you did a really good job at like everything kind of is unfocused, right? Like,
Mhm.
but they're still, they still have form, and they could almost be interpreted as other things, if you were to, yeah, spend some time looking at it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
no, I think you did a good job on this one.
I wish there was a boat in it.
You think like just
That'd be
putting a little
cool.
sailboat out into the place?
Oh,
Like,
also, okay,
we were
go ahead.
discussing how like you're unfocused when you draw landscapes. So it's like, what if the guy was like kind of just like hazily looking off at something in the distance? He's not really focused on whatever he's doing, and he's just kind of dissociating and looking at a boat.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
All right. So final grade out of 10, Finn.
That's a solid 8 for both, I would say.
All right. So both as a
Both on its
standalone
own
piece.
Well, okay. Yeah, I think as a standalone piece, I might give it a 7 just because it seems like, again, it's not like it was some crazy construction of yours. Like it's still kind of in a comfort zone for you,
Mhm.
right? And not that it's bad, obviously, but
No, we all need our comfort zones.
yeah, I know that. And then, mine's a little
And
different.
and
And then yeah,
sorry, go on.
so and then like as far as prompt goes, yeah, I'll give it an 8, I'd say.
Okay, Marlo, what do you think out of 10?
7. I
So-
think, like he said, it is your comfort zone. And this is a challenge, so you should try to push yourself a little bit. And when you get closer towards the front, the wizard looks really unfinished. But I definitely like the piece is really cool. This might be one of my favorite landscapes you've done in a while. I wish you colored this piece. You should color this piece.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back through and add a splash of color. So, moving on to the next piece here. So, this one is inspired, and this one I tried to think a little bit out of the box of this one, of like what the feeling of inspiration was. And to me, I don't know if this is going to sound insane or not, but a lot of my thoughts kind of start in my brain right behind my eyes. Like, physically, I can feel them manifesting.
No, I get it.
And then, like, after they sort of come through, I sort of enter this, like, tunnel vision state of really trying to zone in on what I'm trying to make and what I'm trying to work on, to the point where it feels like I'm kind of, like, looking through this sort of framework of what kind of thing I want to design. So so I came to the conclusion of, like, okay, kind of the figure of a person with this very well defined detail of a butterfly on their face, to whereas like the only thing that's kind of in focus and kind of fully realized is the butterfly, and everything after that is secondary. And we're gonna start the floor open with Finn.
Yeah, I was immediately drawn to the eyes, like the butterfly pattern that kind of looks like the eyes, and I think actually that part of the drawing really does seem like it really gives the face expression, and I do get inspired from that. Like I see it.
He looks like an owl. It's so cute.
Yeah, yeah, right. I see that. No, honestly, I think that's good. I think that the head underneath looks really cool, like with the like blurred sections and like kind of
All the
yeah,
smudging.
the smudging that looks cool. I think okay, I see a bit of inspired in there. It's still a little vague, but like compared to like the first one, I think it does a better job at expressing the prompt, I would say.
All right, moving on to Marlo, who is yawning
Sorry.
currently. Clearly you
Like
don't.
the worst time to move. I'm so sorry.
Clearly you don't feel inspired by
No, I was gonna say. Well, okay. I do have a question. Did you reference a butterfly through the wings?
this. No.
Yeah, I could tell. The wings are like just not butterfly-esque at all. The middle part of the butterfly looks like a butterfly. Other than that, I actually think it's cool as fuck. This is my favorite piece you've done so far. Can I curse?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It like bothers me that his wings are not segmented at all. I'm like, where are the veins? But it's fine. I also like the antennas. Those are kind of cool. You got some funky shapes in there.
The little like curly straw antennae that I really like doing those for insects.
This is my favorite piece you've done so far.
Okay.
If you go back through and like refine it a little bit, please segment the wings correctly.
All right, make them more accurate to a butterfly.
Yes.
All right. So, scale of 10, what do you think?
9.
9?
No. 8.
8?
8.
Okay. Both as standalone and as me following the prompt?
Well, with the prompt, I say 8. Standalone, it's a 9, but then because of the prompt, like it's not like ultra inspiration, so I was like 8. But it definitely is the prompt.
Okay. And Finn, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say prompt 7, and piece itself probably 8 or 9. It's very cool.
All right.
His face is so cute. I kind of love this, like, I like how high his eyes are. Like,
Yeah,
in his
I agree.
face, they're really high up. If you like actually look at the
whole
where you
face.
put the eyeballs,
Mhm.
he's so cute.
All right, moving on to the next piece. This one is Overwhelmed. This one I actually had a really hard time trying to visualize, and it kind of went through several iterations of drawing multiple different like figures, trying to get the central figure looking like they're in distress, and eventually I kind of landed on this figure, just this vaguely humanoid figure sitting like laying down with like 4 swords pointed aggressively at them. And personally, this one I think would land in like my least favorite thing that I did, just because of how rough and unfinished and like unpolished it is. But yeah, we'll open up the floor to Finn.
Wait, can I go first? Actually,
You want to go first?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, go
go
ahead.
for it.
So, not to have a main character complex or anything, but that looks like me. So like, were you like maybe, because I definitely have moments where I'm like, you see me a lot where I'm just like near meltdown, near breakdown, and just like completely overwhelmed. Do you think maybe subconsciously or like, because you don't draw a lot of feminine bodies,
I've been trying to draw more feminine bodies.
this looks a little bit like you may have subconsciously been thinking about possibly what I do and what I look like when I'm upset or distressed. Does that seem possible?
I would say it's possible, but I will say it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
Like it mostly when I looked up various references of like people falling over, people like struggling to get people like
I've looked up a lot of ads of those
America's
grandmas who fall down
Funniest
the
Home
stairs.
Videos.
basically of like people just sort of like in like not compromised positions, but positions where they're not fully in control, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's a little okay, but like it
Again, never intended it to be you in this piece.
Yeah.
Alright, Finn.
Okay, I will say prompt wise, I think it does a really good job at showing overwhelmed. I think that is probably the best aspect of it. I'll say as its own, I feel like it could have been. I mean, it's. I don't want to assume, but it seems like the body was what you drew that up, and then the rest was kind of an afterthought, almost. Yeah, especially like the swords, you can tell they were kind of done really quickly.
one of the swords isn't even shaded.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Obviously, I understand that. Again, it's a cool composition. It's a cool. I think the prompt's done really well, but just like as a piece, I feel like there could have been. I don't want to say like more work or more effort, because I get it as well. Like at some certain point with the piece, you're just like, okay, I have to finish it now. It's not going anywhere, whether or not I spend more time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll say.
I will not lie. A big contributing factor to me for this piece ending the way that it did was because I have like 28 more of these.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
kind of looks like he's like powering up because there's that like aura around him where he's like very white.
Oh, you think like anime power scaling thing?
Yeah, he's like on fire and he's like going towards the sky. That's kind of cool. And there's a bunch of daggers being thrown at him for some reason.
I don't know.
But I was gonna say, I wish you either committed to making it like over the top white, like it's like just like you know those things where it's like the angels coming down from the heavens and it's just like over exposed.
Oh, doing like a very like bright biblical scene.
Yeah. or doing the exact opposite and making it very, very dark.
Okay.
Because overwhelmed can definitely feel like those like heavy lights or dark moments.
Yeah. I honestly, if I were to go back, I probably would have just copied the Knives Out poster or the John Wick 4 poster where he just has all the
Yeah.
guns and swords pointed at him.
It's cool.
All right. So scale of 10, starting with Finn.
Prompt wise, I'll give it an 8. I'll say 8 because I think it does do a really good job at the prompt, and I think it's a cool looking piece, and the composition's good, like I said before. But on its own, I'd probably put it around a 5 or 6.
I'm still higher than I would have expected.
Yeah, probably 5. I was little.
All right, Marlo.
It's not bad. But I can see, like, where you were cutting corners just to get it done and all that, which I understand, of course.
All right, Marlo.
5.
5, just all round 5.
5.
All right. All right, moving on to the next piece, we have Distant. This one I tried to me, Distant really feels like the sort of like when I look up at the moon and I see this really bright, faraway object that I will absolutely never actually reach in my lifetime.
That's not true, baby. Come on, we can get there.
Yeah,
We
but
can get to the moon.
Like, there's already millionaires going there. It'll be us in a couple years.
my bank account has $7 in it.
No, but listen, a couple years is an exaggeration. We might be like 60 years old by the time that it's affordable for us to go to the moon.
Yeah, and I'll probably die during takeoff.
But like eventually, they're gonna make it like touristy and stuff. So we'll go to the moon someday.
Right, and so the feeling of this piece was the idea of like looking at this very beautiful object that's really far away, and then realizing that you just have no chance to actually, get close to it, touch it, and see it for yourself, and so you just kind of walk past it and just distance yourself from it, almost to the point of ignoring it. And I tried to give like a blurry sort of sense of like scale and space. Obviously the scaling is kind of like very much exaggerated from this, but I tried to put both of them a very like almost numb figure kind of walking away, and then the object of focus just sort of blurring with like motion lines going the opposite direction. And we're gonna open up the floor to Finn.
I really like it. It's really cool. I think the texture background looks really nice, and it's got good focal points for sure. I do get Distant from it. I also think kind of the looser nature of it does add, I think, a lot to this piece, whereas like in the last one maybe it felt more like it was rushed or whatever. I think like the blurry, like unfocused, like footsteps look really cool. The figure being kind of I like it overall. It's cool. I really like this one.
The moon needs to be smaller.
Okay.
It's too big. It's very I don't know. It for it to be like, for you to feel the distance, I wish it was just a little bit smaller.
You think I could have just taken it and just like just shrank
about
it
that big, yeah.
like, make it a quarter of the size.
I see that as well, but I also would like, if you make it too small, I feel like it kind of doesn't become a focal point anymore, and
That's not necessarily true, because your brain naturally, in dark pieces, it naturally goes to the light. So the fact that the moon's bright as fuck means that you're going to be looking at it.
And plus,
no matter how big it is.
I will say, with how simple the composition of this piece actually is, there are really only two objects of focus. I could have made this thing like a pin drop, and it probably would have been
I am
still
gonna
working.
say, first off, am I being too mean? I feel like I'm the one giving the mean critiques.
No, I mean the point of this was for you to like genuinely criticize me.
Okay, good. I'm gonna beat you up verbally. The other thing I was gonna say is I actually like. This is a positive critique, not a bad one.
Okay.
It feels like a storybook picture. It looks very much like something I could see in like a story about like Dreamland or something. It just like feels very safe and cozy. I like it a lot. It's kind of weird to say that it feels safe and cozy when this is like a horror theme prompt challenge.
Yeah, or just general uneasiness.
Just like the piece by itself is safe and cozy on its own.
All right. Grade out of 10, Marlo?
I'd say an 8. I'd say an 8. I get distant from it, and I also definitely get, I like the piece. It's a really cute piece. I like it a lot.
All right then, Finn.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, 8.
It does
Eight-
kind of look like
eight's
the
good.
moon's falling out of the sky, cause the
It's going through the atmosphere.
well, if you look at the like trails of it, it is slightly curved down, so it does look like it's just a gigantic
Sorry.
meteor falling down.
It's very. It does, guys. It does kind of give Majora's Mask vibes,
Like
or
it-
whichever
yeah.
Zelda
Yeah.
that was.
But other than that,
It's a really cool piece, though.
Yeah, very pretty concept as well.
I was
Just-
just,
Yeah.
Sorry, Finn. I didn't hear what your actual grade was.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Like,
8.
just talk over.
8. Okay.
8, same as Marlo.
Just 8 all around.
I like the
Yeah.
footsteps in the ground as well. Those are really nice. I like how they complement the snow, and I like how they're like a different direction. I like it. This is a good piece. I really like this piece.
All right. Moving on.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
All right. So this one, you can tell I really had fun with the expression.
Oh.
This is horrified. It's kind of hard to read because
I thought that said
Yeah.
Hannibal.
No, so really wanted to I really wanted to follow like the Scream painting of like that really distorted like screaming look. And then I put the hands in there just to make it look like it's oh my god is that sort of expression. The only criticism I can give this personally is that the eyes are a little too soft for what the rest of the expression actually
I was not going to
is.
say that at all.
Like I feel like I could have played with them a bit more so they look like more panicked for the horrified look, but I forgot who went first last time, so we're just gonna.
Finn.
All right, so Marlo, it's
It
your
was-
turn
yeah.
to go first.
2 things. 1, do you remember when we watched Pure, Natasha, and the Great Comet of 1812, and there was that one song that's like, early Sunday morning, we lit a candle in the bathroom or something.
Yes. What?
And there's like this, they're doing like some sort of like spiritual activity where they look through the candle through the mirrors, and they're like supposed to see their future. And there's
Okay.
like supposed to be like this like tiny little silhouette in the last panel of the mirror.
Right.
That's what those eyes look like. It looks like he's seeing some sort of like final moment or something. Like he just sees one, because that's like what the pupils look like.
Oh, right. So completely unintentional, but
Oh, I think it's so cool. I love that.
I didn't want to try to put like any sort of mirror reflection in the eyes of what he possibly could look at. I just literally scribbled in.
I see a little guy waving and an explosion.
Oh, that's actually really sad.
I
You
see it
the
too.
little guy,
I see it
I
now.
see it
and
too.
there's the
Yeah.
explosion. But I do like the piece. I fucking love this piece. This is cool as hell. The nose doesn't make sense. I'm looking at the nose right now. I don't know what's going. Why'd you give him a Hitler mustache?
Okay. Not intentional Hitler mustache. That was just supposed to be a bit of like sloppy shading, but I can actually see why that might look a bit.
Don't worry.
suspect.
It's cool. I fucking like this piece. I like it a lot.
All right, Finn. What do you think of
Yeah.
the Hitler mustache?
Don't.
Me too. I don't see. Well, I do see it now that you mentioned it, but I didn't see it before, for the record.
I didn't see it until like moments before I said it. And I was like, oh my gosh. He
No,
has that.
I love this piece as well. It's really cool. The mouth is so cool, and the eye. Yeah, to make it more expressive, I feel like you could have done something with the brow.
Mhm.
But honestly, it works well enough on its own that I just think it's really well done.
Or if you do feel like the eyes are too soft, all you'd really have to do is like go back through with a charcoal pencil and like recolor in the black parts,
Yeah, just redefine those.
make those really dark.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like
No,
it's
but
it's the eyes are really balanced and pretty. So
I think this does the prompt really well, and it's a really cool looking piece, and I feel like I could see it hanging in a weird art gallery.
I love how like it looks like his eyes are just like cut out of his face. He doesn't look like he looks like he's made out of a bone, and then his eyes are just like cut out parts of his bone.
Like, yeah, sitting
Yeah,
in
and
there.
They don't look like they're like skull indents for the eyeballs. It just looks like someone took a knife and was like, "Meh."
Yeah, I very much tried to any sort of like humanoid form. I wanted to add. Excuse me. I wanted to add like a. Excuse
Are
me.
you okay?
I
Are
wanted
you
to
gonna
add.
throw up? Do you need me to burp?
He's gonna blow up.
I'm fine. I wanted to add a sort of monstrous polish to it. So it was like obviously with the first guy it was that weird bug chin that I gave him,
Yeah.
and then for this guy I was trying to lean more into like skull features. All right. So grade out of 10. What do you guys think?
10. This is really
Yeah,
this is the
me
best one we've
too.
done
Honestly,
so far.
10.
This is
Yeah,
really
10.
awesome.
Oh, nice. I was feeling like kind
It's
of.
so cool.
I was feeling kind of meh about this piece, but
The
thank
hands
you.
are a little weird. I'm
Yeah.
looking at this hand. It's just fingers.
Anatomically, the
like,
hands are weird, but I understand that as well.
Yeah, again,
But-
it's the focus is very clearly not at the hands. Like I'm literally
Yeah.
just now looking at the hands after staring at this image for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
everything about this piece, I wanted to make it look like a smear frame of just before it settles into the actual frame.
It's cool as fuck. I love it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
All right.
You did a good job on the cheekbones as well. There's a lot of Sorry, I'm just gonna talk about this for a long time. There's a lot of what's it called? Just like it like 3D
Definition.
effect definition in the cheekbones.
Yeah, I agree.
There's also
Sick.
this challenge might have also been an excuse to play with lighting and soft and like hard edges. So
I like
Yeah,
this
you did a
piece.
good job.
all right.
Love it.
Next piece. This is
Whoa.
Humiliated. This one went through a lot of different ideas in my head, and I didn't really land on any of them. However, I can tell you one aspect of it that I kind of really wish I would have visually gotten in this piece. You see that like thread of cord in her hands?
Yeah.
So originally, that cord was not supposed to just be dangling there. It was supposed to be leading towards the edge of the canvas on the bottom to make it look like she was holding a collar of someone.
What?
That may or may not have been the viewer, but the perspective I just could not wrap my head around at all.
Was it
Oh.
like some like we were the ones being humiliated? Was it like a BDSM?
Yeah, it's like you're looking.
Fuck.
It's like you're looking up at the dominatrix.
Oh my gosh!
And yeah, so that clearly didn't work. But
Why did you? Were you like this is too kinky? Why'd you not do that?
I stopped because the perspective looked like shit.
Oh, okay. But you could have asked me. I would have helped you.
Yeah, but that would have spoiled what we were doing
Oh
today.
yeah, true. Okay.
All right, but anyway, so really wanted to go into this like femme fatale style thing with the dominatrix, and I also wanted to give like an authoritarian high priest aspect with like the headdress and everything about this. And yeah, tell me your thoughts, Marlo.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, homie. This does not. I don't. This woman's like proudest. She is the exact opposite of humiliated. She is like so. If there was the leash thing, I guess I could get it. But because there's no leash part, this piece has nothing to do with humiliation. For the prompt, this piece gets a 0.
Okay, that's fair.
It is a cool fucking piece though. I love the arm. I like the metal on the arm. And you did a really good job defining the face for some reason. Like the nose and the lips are really cool. And also, did you use a stamp for the chainmail or did you draw the chainmail yourself?
No, I hand drew that.
That's rad as fuck. That took forever because it looks like it's printed.
That was a gigantic pain in the ass, and I regretted doing it.
It looks fucking cool. Like, be proud of yourself for doing that. I would not have had the patience to do that. I do think it's a little weird that you made it like so polished when the rest of the piece is pretty just like your normal style.
Right.
But it still looks cool as fuck. I like it.
All right, Finn, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It looks really cool. It looks like an Elden Ring character. I think hearing your original prompt, that would have been cool if you could pull it off. Like, or the original idea with the chain kind of going to the viewer. That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, the way it turned out, yeah, it doesn't really fit the prompt too well, I would say. Still a cool piece. Everything that Marlo said, I pretty much agree with.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say everything.
It's okay.
But yeah, but it looks cool as hell.
Okay, so I take it you're going with the same grade of like 0 for following the prompt.
Well, yeah, I guess so, because I really don't see it.
There's no humiliation in this. Okay, I don't know if this is intentional. In almost every face you've done so far, you have some sort of like bug paraphernalia or like bug theme going throughout the face.
I don't
This looks
think-
like a spider.
I don't think I intentionally went for bug characteristics, but I can definitely
Except for
see
the
it coming
screamy
through.
one,
Yeah.
these all look like they have something to do with a bug or another.
I give it an 8 on its own, though.
7 or 8. This is cool as hell.
Yeah.
My
She's hot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My one thing that I would, aside from the perspective
I
thing.
let her put a leash on me. Sorry.
All right, calm down. I'll get the spray bottle.
Ew.
All right. So, the one thing I would definitely change is her other arm is just kind of going off the canvas into nothing, and I kind of wish I didn't do that.
This is so cool. I like it a lot.
All right, moving on. Next we have trusting, and this one I kind of went
Oh.
into.
Ouch.
You're familiar with the trope in storytelling where it's like the king and his very trusted but obviously evil advisor.
Yeah.
I really wanted to capture that feeling of like a world weary king just sort of like standing amongst nothing. He has literally no one else to trust but this like vaguely wormy sort of like nettling character that's supposed to be the advisor whispering into his ear. And that's kind of the direction I wanted to go. Finn, what do you think?
Cool piece. I do see it actually. Yeah, after your explanation, I like it. I see it. It seems like this, uh, I don't know, strange, stringy creature is very much resting itself on this other guy. So I see the trusting part. It looks cool, certainly. I'd say it does seem a little empty, almost, maybe
You
compared to
could
your other
probably
pieces.
crop it a little bit or something.
Yeah, maybe make it a little like a little less dead space would be nice, but what is there looks pretty cool, I will say.
All right, and Milo.
First off, I love the expression of the evil guy. He's so cute. I know he's supposed to be evil, but he's like winking at us. He's going, you know.
Okay.
But if you had a little bit more time, sorry,
You okay?
I'm okay. I just have allergies. If you had a little bit more time, I wish, like to play around with the concept and think about it a little bit. It would be really cool because the wormy character, the evil guy, he's obviously just like a pile of strings or something.
Mm-hmm.
If this guy's putting his trust in him, this guy's weak as fuck. It would be cool if it was like a piece where he's like falling into this character, and because he's so just wormy, he's just like morphing around him because he obviously is not like this is a cool concept. It could be like very metaphorical.
And so just basically needs more exploring is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I wish you had more time to explore the concept because it's actually kind of cool.
This one was one
I
that
also did not get the king thing at all. This guy does not look like a king.
I kind of relied on that like spindly crown that I gave him, but yeah, I can see it's a little off.
I wish you
But
gave him big ass earrings.
yeah, this one was definitely a piece of like I just got off work. I need to like commit to doing this, so I probably spent like maybe 30 minutes.
He's made out of that cheese in a can. Cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz.
He looks like he's made out of cheese whiz.
Okay. So as far as a grade, what do you think, Marlo?
6.
Just all around 6.
6.
All right. And Vin?
Yeah, I'll say 6 for the prompt. No, I'll say 7 for the prompt, 6 for the overall piece, I think.
All right. Sounds fair. And moving
It's
on.
still cool, but I feel like it lacks a little bit of
10 for the face.
Just
True, I like
Just
the face.
crop the face. Love the face. He's so cute.
And we're going to move on to the next piece here. Okay, this one is dismissive, and I can actually tell you exactly what piece of media that inspired me to do this piece specifically. In the Castlevania animated series, there is a scene where Dracula gets punched in the face, and he just
Oh.
no-sells it completely. He goes like, "Oh, you must be a Belmont," and just completely dismisses the fact that he got...
Castlevania?
Yeah, it's a vampire series.
Is it Hotel Transylvania? Is it?
No, it's not... No,
It's not the animated series.
no, it's
Okay.
different. So yeah, basically it's the idea of like something that would be very distracting or traumatic happening to you, and you just kind of like are unfazed by it completely. And so I drew a dude getting punched in the face.
I only watch kids movies, so I'm sorry that I thought it was Hotel Transylvania.
It's okay.
What'd you say, Castlevania?
Yes. Finn, we'll start off you while Marlo is looking up the inspiration.
Actually, mentioning that, I feel like I know the exact scene you're talking about. Well, I do know the scene, but I feel like it's very much. I see it. Yeah, dismissive. I see it. I think it works. It's a good prompt. I think. Again, I feel like maybe like the facial, like the nose and the eyes, the way just the lines are. I feel like it doesn't really fit with the rest of how it's blended. If you see what I mean. Like it seems like that's like you're doing like a cartoony, almost cartoony face, but then like the rest is very blended and
It's very like high resolution.
semi-realistic. Yeah, and I think the lighting, the shading looks really good, like really good on like the top of his head. Also, a little bit of perspective is lost, I think, on the fist.
Yeah, this was this was very much the same problem regarding the leash idea with the
Right.
humiliated one, whereas like
And
the perspective of like doing first person stuff is very difficult to do, just regardless of whether or not it's in animation or still images like this. Like that's
Right.
something I kind of struggled with a lot.
yeah, I get it because perspective is hard. I'm the same way. But I do think I do think it gets the point across. Like I get it. I see dismissive in it.
All right, Marlo.
I get dismissive from it. I definitely do. I also don't like it very much.
Okay.
I think it looks completely rushed. Is that possible?
Yes, I would say.
This one looks very rushed compared to the other ones. I do agree that the top of the head is really well blended. The eyeballs and the like facial expression is like way more cartoony than anything you ever do in any of your other pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like fit with the rest of like it's like completely inconsistent. It just kind of like stresses me out, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
That's me though. That's my problem. So I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
It's fine, dear.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I also want to be honest because you told me I should be honest.
And I'd rather you do be honest. So grading out of 10, what do you think for that?
4.
Just all around 4?
Yeah.
I give it a 5 piecewise and like a 7 dismissive, like for prompt.
Just don't impress me much.
Okay.
I'm sorry, baby.
It's okay. Moving on to
What
the
number is this?
I should have numbered these. I did not, but yeah.
We have no idea how much longer we have of this.
But we get there when we get there.
Okay.
All right.
That's
This
fine.
one is Disappointed. Another piece that I kind of like very much struggled with, like, to like wrap my head around. So I kind of went with like this upturned nose sort of expression on the face, and then I wanted the face to be the most clearly distinct thing, and everything just to sort of blend out. To give you the idea of like the only thing you're feeling is sheer disappointment at what you've done looking up. Again, working with like perspective thing, whereas like I'm trying to get the feeling across of like being disappointed by someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Finn, thoughts?
Wait, can I go first?
Do you
He's
want-
gone first for like 4 turns in a row.
Okay, I'm sorry. You can go first.
Please resize the face.
Please resize the face.
It's really big on the head. Do you see that?
Yeah, no, I see it.
It's like huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say, really.
Those are your only critiques?
My only thoughts. Yeah, that's thoughts.
Okay, Finn?
I honestly, the body and like and the background looks so cool. And if you're like, okay, the face, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. I think, like Marla said, a little smaller maybe. But if you took the face away, I feel like on its own, it would be a super like cool and kind of like abstract piece. But also, it wouldn't really get across disappointed. So
No.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of the face for sure.
It's cool. It's a
Um,
cool piece.
Yeah. Almost, I feel like I would want you to go like, okay, shrink down the face a bit and make it like brighter so it contrasts even more with the background of the body, maybe. Like,
Right.
yeah, but
Again, sorry.
it's cool.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Finn. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Again, these last 2 pieces feel very, very rushed.
This one in particular was another rush job, I
Yeah.
will admit.
I'm disappointed because I know you can do better, baby.
So by that logic, I succeeded. You are disappointed in
You
me.
made a piece where we're supposed to feel disappointment, and you definitely made that piece.
Success, I'll take
So,
it.
as far as like sticking with the theme, 10.
10. Okay.
Piece itself is like a 4 again.
Okay.
I don't know. I really like. I think the face portion could have been done differently, but I do really like the rest of it. So I'd probably give it a 7 overall.
I'll take it. All right, next piece. Stressed. So, now I can explain. This one, I was very much looking at the fucking hell, the myth of
Atlas.
Atlas holding up the heavens and stuff like that. But instead of like drawing, because most depictions of Atlas are this really like big, buff and rough and tumble man who's just like flexing muscles really hard to keep the heavens aloft. And so I decided like, okay, if I can, it would make more sense to convey a stress situation by putting someone who is not physically fit at all in this situation. And so I decided to like I'm just not gonna fill out the anatomy for a muscular guy. And so I just decided to do like stick figures because like in your mind stick figures are really weak and brittle. And then I tried to like blur the edges there to make it look like some things are like cascading down, like he's not able to keep aloft the globe sort of thing. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that was my logic. And because Finn has been like going first more frequently, we're gonna turn it over to you, Marlo.
I like it. It also looks like an unfinished frame of a animation. You know how like when people animate, they do unfinished frames like this.
Right.
It almost reminds me of the cobbler and the princess and the cobbler.
Oh right, that the Arabian Nights tale.
Yeah, you know how they could never finish that movie, or they could never like release the movie because they never finished it, and there was a lot of scenes where it just kind of cut
It
to
just
this
has like
things?
very like raw and unfinished animation.
That's what this is.
Hmm.
This is, yeah, a little bit unfinished,
Right.
but it's cute. I actually like this. I think the pose is very expressive, and you did a good job with the world. I actually I like everything around the stick figure more than I like the stick figure itself.
All right. Finn, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like it as well. I see what you're trying to do with the stick figure thing as well. I like that concept for it. I do think that it being a stick figure kind of contrasts kind of strangely with the rest of it. But I do really like it. And I again like the pose is cool.
You could probably push it a little bit more. He's made out of sticks. He's about to break his back or something.
Yeah,
"Arr," you know.
Instead of a stick figure, you could have done like just a really skinny looking guy. Although that would have taken a lot. I understand these were meant to be quick, so you could just bang them out.
Mm-hmm.
But like I like it though, so
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think he does a
cool.
good job.
All right.
I'd say it's a 7.
7?
Mm, 6.
6.
I'd give it a 7. I think.
All right. So we're gonna move on quickly to powerful, and this one.
Oh my gosh, then this is a 0.
Okay, now to explain, this one was just like This was towards the end, and I was like getting really burnt out. And it's like, okay, so what in my mind registers power? And then I started thinking of like space again, and the sun. How it's like all the sun is just a cascading explosion that takes hydrogen molecules and turns them into helium molecules, heat, radiation, and stuff like that. And then I started thinking to myself of like, huh. Dr. Manhattan is a character who is really powerful, so I just drew the hydrogen atom, which is the symbol of Dr. Manhattan in space.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
remember what I said before that the overwhelmed one was one of the like lesser pieces in this lineup? This one is pretty much my laziest.
Okay.
Zen, this makes my heart hurt. This makes me sad. Because I know you're very talented, baby. But if you're not gonna, like, I'm gonna sound like a real critic now. Like, I'm gonna sound like Anton Ego from Ratatouille. Like I said, I only know kids' movies.
Okay.
A 4-year-old could draw this.
Right?
Like, actually, a 4-year-old could draw this. This is really disappointing to me, baby.
Right.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm not trying to bully you, but
It's okay.
I'm mad because I know. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Just disappointed. But no, you could do so much better. I love you.
I love you too.
Mr. Profile, or Power. Wait. You have potential, that's the word I'm looking for.
Alright. Finn, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I would say it's very clearly phoned in, but not to be too mean, but I mean also there's a lot of other concepts. I do think that like the concept of the hydrogen thing, that's cool. That's cool that's what your mind went to, and I could see that being used somehow in an interesting way. This is very much kind of simple in a sort of uninteresting way. Not to sound too mean.
This looks like it could be a tattoo.
True. That'd be kind of cool tattoo,
technically is a
actually.
Yeah, you
Tattoo.
could literally put this on your arm. It's a tattoo.
But then again, like, I, can't win them all.
Yeah.
It just comes with drawing 30 things.
I'm sad, but it's okay.
So you're saying this is overall a 0, Marlo?
I cannot even acknowledge this as a piece of art, baby.
All right. And Finn, what are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it like a 4 because the concept that you described to me is really cool. In that way with powerful, but yeah, it just came out.
It poor execution.
Yeah, but I almost don't want to say that because it's not like you. It just seems like the lack of time and effort put into this one. It's not like you tried and it just like was bad execution. It was just like get some out. You
Yeah.
know?
You're too nice, Finn.
All right.
Well,
Moving on. Bitter.
Oh, that's good.
whoa.
This one, I was really trying to capture the feeling of like something shitty happens, and then you're just kind of like sulking, and you're just like really trying to grit your teeth, just like thinking about it constantly, to the point where it starts developing a migraine at the front of your brow and stuff like that. And yeah, that was the intent with that one. Finn, what do you think?
I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I think it's exaggerated. I think overall the other exaggerated face you did for like horrified, I think it was, is a it has, I feel like the detail on that one is a little more than this one, like the shading and like the definition
It looks like you put more time into it.
into the other one, but
Yeah, into
I
the other
still really like it. I think if you like put as much effort into, or put as much, I don't know, actually I mean I can't speak to how much you did, but put as much time and effort as you did with the other one into this one, it would be one of the best pieces probably on there because it looks really cool, but it just, and honestly, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely up there. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I think it gets bitter across it, definitely.
I think next time I do a challenge like this, instead of just doing, it's like, all right, when I have time to work on them, I'll work on them. I'll probably just like actually set aside time to work, so it's a bit more consistent effort throughout.
But I understand as well because that's a lot of commitment, obviously.
And
It's not like you're showcasing us your like greatest pieces that you think. It's just like you made one a day, and it's just so there's a certain level there of leeway.
I like this piece. Finn basically said everything that I was gonna say. Is like,
Right.
I think that it could definitely be a really powerful piece if you took a little bit more time on it. The concept's really cool. It actually reminds me of a sketch I did in like junior year of high school that I never did anything with, but I kind of liked.
Do you still have the sketch?
Yeah, I could dig it up sometime.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool as hell. I like it, and I also can tell you're a little lazy towards the end of this, and that's okay. I'm glad that you kept trying. I'm glad you stuck with it. I can't really say anything because it's not like I didn't even fucking do it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my goal for this challenge was like, I'm gonna actually commit to a challenge, and whatever results happen.
I can insult you more about dying out towards the end after I do it myself.
Okay.
And like if I do really good and like stick it with it for 30 days, and then I'm like, this loser over here couldn't even stick for 30 days.
31.
This loser didn't make it through No Nut November drawing edition.
All right. So how are we doing on a grade? What do you guys think?
Solid 7.
Yeah,
No,
it's
solid. Yeah, 7. I think.
6. I think it's cool. Yeah, it's real cool. 6.
7 and 6. All right, I'll take it. All right, next piece.
Shut the Zen.
10.
Zen.
Instant 10. Moving on.
You just don't. No.
So I'll say this. This one took me like 30 seconds.
This is how you went going into this, hoping we were gonna be nice to you.
I didn't hope for shit. I didn't want you guys to be nice to me. I wanted you guys to give me your honest criticisms and opinions.
Did you make this before the video started? Like, it doesn't even look like you spent an hour. What the fuck?
Again, literally 30 minutes of me just not 30 minutes, 30 seconds of me just like playing with the brush and
I hate this.
smearing things back and forth. And you wanna know what the feeling of this was? The feeling I was feeling while I was doing this was like, I can finish this. And then I did that.
Is this the last piece?
No.
Oh my god, it'd be so good if this is the last piece. He looks like a Muppet!
Finn, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. I just...
The prompt was optimistic, by the way.
We can tell.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing we can actually clearly see here, because there's
No.
no pattern or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful.
It's definitely a happy person. It's definitely someone with a positive outlook.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
You captured the theme, and for that is a 10.
It's a
You were
10.
really optimistic going into this.
I'm gonna standalone piece. What am I sitting at?
0. Again, if a 3-year-old could draw it, I cannot consider it art.
Okay.
In high school, I was in AP art, and we had to do SIs. If I handed this in, my teacher would have beat the shit out of me. Like, she would have been like, meet me outside behind the school, 8 o'clock tonight, and I would have gone out there, and she would have had a bat, and she would have been fucking beating me into the curb. Like, this is not acceptable, Zen. To me, this is admitting that you have failed the challenge.
I mean, I still went forward with it, but...
Yeah, that's okay. But
At least you
these
made
days-
something for that day.
these days, I don't think I can count as actual art pieces for the challenge.
Okay. So,
Is that fair?
That is fair. Finn, what are your thoughts?
Oh, God.
Sorry, I know that one was really mean.
No, it's okay.
Pretty cool looking. I mean... Yeah, obviously,
So, solid 0.
yeah. No, a 10, a 10.
A 10 for the prompt, 0 for everything else.
That's right.
Alright. Moving
But
on.
I will say,
Alright, hang on. Go
If
ahead.
job
Thomas
for-
made this, I would excuse it. Because he doesn't make art.
Honestly,
he does sometimes. He
His
does
illustrations have gotten better when he's drunk at the
Yeah.
bar.
Oh, okay.
sometimes. Yeah.
Alright, Finn, what were you gonna say?
Good on you for drawing that day, because I can tell that you weren't
You
motivated.
weren't feeling up to it, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, proud of you for sticking with it, but also I cannot confirm that you stuck with it.
Alright, well, you'll confirm I stuck with it when we move on to the next drawing. Again,
Oh.
we're hitting a very low streak in all of these.
Are you
Okay, but-
depressed? Are you okay, baby?
So annoyed. This was me after a shitty day and realizing, fuck, I gotta actually draw. So I just started. You know how you do those mindless pen scribbles?
Yeah.
When you're feeling anxious or bored and stuff like that, and you just want to fidget. This was born out of that.
I kind of like it though. It's got an interesting aspect to it. I think the scribbliness of it actually adds quite a bit.
Okay.
You know
It's
what
cool
I
to
could
look at.
say about this piece?
What can you say about this piece?
I can tell you put very little effort into it, like your last ones. But, to me, this piece looks like... You know how, famous artists sometimes go to restaurants and then they scribble, a little something on the napkin and then they leave?
Yeah.
And then they are like, oh my gosh, he drew something on the napkin, and then it sells for billions of dollars. This is your
Yeah.
napkin piece.
I get
Alright.
those vibes as well.
This is your napkin piece.
I'll take it.
Because it's actually it's kind of good.
It's a good art piece. It shows that you have skill. It just also shows you did not put effort into it.
Right?
I'd give it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Finn?
I don't know. I like it. I'll give it a 6.
A 6. Okay. Next up.
Actually, you know what? I'll give it a 4 because it does really fit the theme.
Okay. Next we have Nauseous. I just drew a guy
Whoa.
that was throwing up.
I really like the perspective of the teeth. That's it.
Okay. Finn?
Yeah, I do like the perspective of the face as well. I think the thick lines around the mouth and the head kind of are distracting a little bit, but that's whatever. I like his very liquid
Ew.
vomit.
Lovely.
Alright.
As someone who throws up almost weekly, this does not capture the feeling of being nauseous, but it definitely captures what it looks like to other people.
Yeah. Again, you can clearly tell this one was a very low effort one. We're in the stride of me doing this challenge right now.
Do you,
I understand.
do you get back into it at some point?
I hope I do. Alright, 5 and
Yeah, I'll give it a 5
All right.
overall.
I will settle for par.
Yeah.
Next we have Anxious.
Oh.
This one was actually born out of a image I saw a very long time ago, where it was just a person kind of sitting down with their back towards the camera, and above them there is like a knife dangling from a string, and someone's about to cut it. So I very much just wanted to quickly scribble out something similar to that piece, where there's this partially formed image of a person just sort of sitting underneath a very precarious situation, kind of all alone, no one around to really help or calm them down, that sort of thing, and opening up the floor to I forget whose turn it is.
We didn't
Marlo,
even.
you can
Oh.
go, Marlo.
Okay. I like this piece. It looks like you put a little bit more effort into this one than your last couple.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you're trying to get back into it, which I like. I'm proud of you for. I also think what would have been really cool is in the background you have these like gray silhouettes because of the white like chalk. Would have been really cool if you made those into faces or people or something because they definitely
yeah.
look like objects in the background.
Right.
I keep looking back there thinking, oh, there's something. It's supposed to look like something, and then I look closer. I'm like, oh no, it's just blobs. You
like
could
a
do
Rorschach
something
test.
really cool with it.
Yeah.
The girl's cute. She's cute as hell. She's cute little witchy girl. Cute little boggy witchy girl. I like the knives. Tip on Procreate: if you are worried about the line not being straight, if you just wait for it to be straight,
Yeah, you
and
hold
then
it
you
down.
tap it down. If you tap it after it like gets fixed into a straight line. If you tap the screen while you're holding it down, it'll go straight up. It'll be fixed to
It's affixed to a plane.
yes.
Okay, I'll have to try using
So
that
because this middle one is
one. A bit wonky.
yeah. Other than that, I like it. It's cute. She looks like she's made out of glow sticks.
All right, Finn.
Yeah, I really like it as well. I think maybe it could use a little more detail in the person. I think the silhouette's really good, and I see the pose and stuff, but it does seem a little bit quick. Not that that's bad, because I understand the challenge as well.
Right.
But
I
I do
also-
think it does a good job at the getting the prompt across, and I agree with what Marlo said about the background things. I see that it'd be cool to have some silhouettes of figures there or something.
It doesn't
Cool
even.
piece,
It could
though.
be buildings or just some. It looks like there's supposed to be something back there.
Yeah.
It also. I feel like it should be like cropped on the bottom. You have a lot of empty space below her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess she's on the thirds. She's fine.
Yeah. All right. So overall grade, what do you guys think?
I'll give it a 7 because I can tell that you're trying a little bit more again.
Okay.
Honestly, 7 as well.
7 as well. All right. So moving on to the next piece. So this one, the prompt is peaceful, and there was a quote that I cannot remember, but the overall meaning behind it was like, the opposite of war
Isn't peace?
isn't peace, it's life. But I kind of like went with the other version of it of like the only time some place is peaceful after warfare is when everyone is dead. And so I just tried to draw a vague like soldier-esque figure amidst a not totally blank background, but a just more or less completely empty background, just to denote that there's nothing going on after this person has died, and it is more or less defaulted back to a area of non-conflict, if that makes sense.
I'll say I think it looks really cool. It looks like the background is like it's like really bright and overexposed. Like there is stuff back there, but the lighting is super intense.
Yeah.
And that like looks cool. I think it looks really good. The person looks cool. I think again, like you could have maybe like cleaned up some of the like folds on his clothes and like put a little more detail into some areas, but I think it gets the point across, and I understand again the quickness of this, like the point of this.
I actually did want to
Yeah.
add flowers coming out of his bullet wounds, but then I wasn't. It
That
wasn't
would have
looking
been cool.
right.
So those are bullet wounds?
Those are supposed to be bullet wounds. Yes.
Yeah, they're way too big.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably true.
They look kind of cartoon. They make it look very cartoony.
Mm.
But
Well,
I do like it a lot.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like everything he said about the overexposure looks really fucking cool. It does like give it like a aura of like passing on or going to like another dimension after death. I definitely feel like this is a very peaceful piece. I also feel like you could have put more effort into the man himself, specifically his bullet wounds, because they look like Dalmatian spots to me.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right, going for a grade. Where are we sitting on the scale?
7.
I want to give it an 8.
You want to give it an 8?
Yeah.
8 and a 7? All right, I'll
Well,
take it.
yeah, maybe like lower end 8, just because I think the focal point of the guy like should probably have more detail, but it's a really cool composition, and it looks like it's executed well.
7.8.
Yeah, 7.8.
All right, next piece. Hesitant.
Zen, I'm gonna slap you.
So,
I don't mean that. I'm so sorry.
So here's the story behind this one. That's supposed to be a vagina.
What?
And the reason it's very hard to see.
Oh, I see it.
The reason it's very hard to see is because I'm very hesitant to draw female figures and also
okay.
pornographic figures. So basically what it is it's to show my personal apprehension to drawing more adult.
Is there like a tiny penis down here?
No, that's supposed to be the cheeks. That's the ass.
Oh. Oh.
So, yeah.
I don't think this is gonna show up on the
I
video.
see it.
I hope
see
it doesn't.
Very
I-
vaguely.
I guess, yeah.
I hope it doesn't, because then I'll get like taken down.
That's true.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be like you're looking at a vagina, but you're just subconsciously realizing it's a vagina. And what do you think,
Okay.
Marlo?
I kind of like it because it could also be like the idea at the end where you were saying it's supposed to be like you're looking at a vagina, but you're only subconsciously looking at a vagina. It's kind of funny to me because I'm just imagining a man and like a woman is like have sex with me and she like spreads her legs and he's just like staring at her and she's like, shit, I'm nervous. He just doesn't do anything. He's just standing there like, I am very hesitant suddenly. So like in a not art version of this, I think it's a really funny idea.
Okay.
I also think this is stupid.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I also think this is stupid. This is pretty dumb. 2. 1. One.
Okay, 1.
I like the idea. The idea is really funny and clever. That's it.
Okay, Finn, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm a fan of the idea as well. Like after you explained it, like I like it. I think it's. Yeah, I see it. But also, before you
You can
explained
see
it,
the
I thought I was
vagina
just
or you
looking
can
at
see
it.
the point.
Well, I can see both, but
Okay.
a little vaguely. But before you explained it, I kind of just thought I was looking at a blank.
I'll be honest, all I can really see is the football shape right in the middle, and that's
Yeah.
it. And, yeah.
There.
But honestly, I like the thought behind it.
Yeah, no, this one is one of my personal favorites because it's just funny to me. Of like the first impression is like, wow, you didn't put any effort into this before, and then you're just like looking at, oh no, wait, there's something there. What
Yeah.
the hell is that?
And that's kind of why I want to give it a higher score, because I like that. So I'll give it a 4 instead of a. Just because,
Another-
okay.
I think what
Yeah.
you could have done that would have been more impressive is you just went all out. You, like, drew it in black. Full vagina.
Just draw
full
the
frontal nudity. I'm
the
not done.
most.
I am not done.
Okay.
When you are done with drawing it in like complete detail, you just lower the opacity till it's like at 2 or 3. So that way it's the same effect, but that way you know that it doesn't just look like a football with like a tiny little penis at the bottom.
Okay. All right. Well, when I redo this challenge next January, we'll see if I do that. All right. Next art prompt: rejected. So this one is actually coming from my more apprehensive of how AI generated art is being used. And so I drew the vague shape of a multi-fingered hand that's drawing from each of these different little nodes to just synthesize an apple.
What does this have to do with being rejected, though?
Because I am personally rejecting it.
Okay.
Finn, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I do. Okay, I was gonna say that I think like the hands looks cool, like shape wise. I did say I was gonna say I think it could be more rendered, but also there's something to the like fully rendered apple down there, and then like the rest being pretty loose that I can see being something which I like, kind of. I do. I think the prompt is a little vague because it kind of needs your explanation to be fully understood.
Right.
But I really like it as a piece. Honestly, if this was done with like ink, like in real life, I feel like it would be like more impressive, just because it'd be more like on PC, like it's a lot easier to do quicker, kind of more detailed things. So but overall, it's really cool. I like it. Maybe a little more detail.
All right, Marlo.
I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but this is incredibly rushed.
Right.
Um, and I know Finn is taking pity on you for rushing it, or for he's like, oh, it's okay. I could tell that it's rushed. You weren't feeling up to it that day. That's okay. I'm not that easy to impress, and also I can't breathe.
Are you okay?
Sorry. Okay? I never got away with rushing shit in AP art. So you're not gonna get away with rushing shit in AP art, okay?
That is perfectly fair.
I like the idea of the fucked up hand. I love that you were gonna draw a fucked up hand for the AI art piece. That's cool. Other than that, this is kinda not my thing.
All right.
I would give it like a 3. Also, it hardly has anything to do with the theme.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 3.
All right. 3. Finn, what are you thinking for a grade?
Um, I'll say, yeah, just the vagueness of the theme does lower it. So, but I do really like I think it's cool. I really like it, even though it is rushed, kind of. I see. I don't know. I'll give it a 5 because I do like it.
All right.
I think it's cool.
All right. I am happy with those scores. Moving on. Proud again.
I love the little smile.
Again, very very simplistic drawing here, but I really wanted to capture the essence of being prideful. So as I drew a little like smug smile, he's standing at attention and he's just radiating this aura of smarm. That was my intention with the piece here. Finn, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I really like the guy's shape.
Yeah,
It's
I was
cool.
gonna say he's like really just. This is a very clean design. I really like how
Yeah.
you've drawn him.
Thank you. I stole it from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
If you look closely, that's the basic shape outline of their uniforms.
right. I like it. I mean, other than just saying you could put more detail on the person, I feel like maybe you don't always need to, and maybe it's okay to just have it be an outline. So
This
I
piece
don't know.
is-
I like it, and I see proud in it.
This piece, I don't mind that there's not a lot of effort in the person because it just looks good, despite not having a lot of effort. What you have down is very clean and really just great and pretty. Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Ball Z.
And right, you see Dragon
True.
Ball Z in
Super
that?
Saiyan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Oh my gosh, are those supposed to be his eyes on the side?
No, those are supposed to be his ears.
Oh, okay. I thought he has like a really stout little.
It's a bug.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now that you point that out, I do now start seeing them as eyes, and that's actually
It's
even
really cute.
All right. Yeah, they're his eyes now.
I love that. I'm gonna give this piece a 4. I like it. No, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. A 6. Finn.
I'll go with 6 as well, because yeah, 6. I don't know. This and the last piece are kind of on par in my mind.
What was the last piece? Oh yeah, sorry.
It's
But
It
fine.
was
yeah.
that forgettable, huh? Sorry,
Yeah.
that was mean. I'm sorry.
I like it. I'll give it a 6.
All right.
Are you mad at me? I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at you, dude.
Okay,
It's
I'm
all right.
sorry.
All right. Moving on to the next piece here.
Oh my
gosh,
this
that
is
was cool.
This one's a throwback to the
First one. Horrified.
Yeah, the horrified one, because I really liked how that came out, so I decided to do a callback with startled. And again, this one really pulls in themes from the Scream painting, but also I was really looking at Looney Tunes references of like them just yelling after getting injured as well. And I think it turned out more Elmer Fudd-esque in the face and nose
Definitely.
shape hair, but the only thing I would change about him is I didn't give him teeth.
No, I like that he doesn't have teeth. It looks weird and wrong.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Alright.
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah,
Am I
you,
going first?
you can go first.
Okay. It's rabbit season. I like this. I think it's cool. It's all done with symmetry tool, and in some ways that really harms the piece, because if you look here, you can see like a mess up in the race on both sides, and this part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can really tell that you've used the symmetry tool. It's okay to, like, use the symmetry tool to start, but I think after you get it done to this point, it'd be nice to just go back in a little bit and give it
Like, add
a little bit of personalization on each side.
add blemishes and imperfections.
Just make it look like it's not perfect on both sides.
Right.
I also think I kind of like that you did this, because it kind of shows improvement from horrified to startled, because they're similar. I think this piece is better shaded. I think this piece is really like well shaded and just pretty. This piece is cool. Something that bothers me is the fact that there's no outline on his wrists down here, but there's outlines on the rest of his hands. I really wish you outlined his wrists.
Okay.
Other than that, I think this is really cool.
Alright, then?
Yeah, I think this is honestly just like an. I agree with the points about the symmetry tool to a degree. Like putting aside that, I think it is an upgrade from the terrified one. It is cool that he has no teeth. I like that.
The
The
terrified
hands look good.
The terrified one is definitely creepier, but this
Yeah.
one just like is better done, I guess.
But I love the expressiveness. I'm a huge
yeah, it's
fan.
cool. I like those fucking eyes. You gotta use those eyes more. Those are cool.
The bean-shaped eyes.
Well, so I think what you think is going on is these are the eyes, and then this is like the pupil, right? I don't see it like that.
How do you see it?
I see these as like giant carvings out of the face.
Oh, so it's the actual sockets is what
Yeah,
you're seeing
and then
it
this
as.
is the eye, and then this is what he's looking at. This is the pupil.
Right.
I see that as well, honestly. Yeah. I see both ways, but I like it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're fucking cool. I like those eyes.
Alright, how are we looking for a grade here?
8.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 9
Okay.
Ooh.
A 9 and an 8. Sounds good.
overall. Yeah, it's great.
I think we're coming to the end of the list here, so we'll see if I go up or down from this point.
Can we do this again with my SI, so that way you can beat the shit out of me, and, I mean, verbally beat the shit out of me for doing something similar, because my SI was black and white as well, so it's gonna be similar to this.
Oh yeah, we can do that. So this one, the prompt here was threatened, and I kind of tried to pull from like old, like very basic horror games that I would play and watch people play. Of like, you're just in a linear hallway, you're walking down, all of a sudden there's this weird, creepy monster guy at the end of it, and he's just standing there menacingly, and he's not attacking you, but you can tell if you make any other movements, he's probably gonna chase you down the hallway.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to go first can go first.
I think it's his turn.
You go first. You go first.
Can I ask a few questions first?
Sure.
What's with the key?
Why
Why does it have 2 spots?
It is an object of interest.
Okay, so it doesn't have any meaning, and
I
the
think-
fact that it has like 2 little hooky parts isn't important.
So the 2 hooky parts is a reference to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Beanin?
Yes. it's a reference to Pirates of the Caribbean. And the fact that the key is there at all is because it's supposed to be an object of interest, whereas, like, obviously, first thing you see is the weird, creepy man standing at the end of the hallway. Second thing you see is the key.
You have to kind of get to the key.
And the logic is like, okay, the only thing between you and this creepy man doing anything is probably the key and or the spoon.
Yeah, what's with the spoon? That was gonna be my next question.
That one is also an object of
Just
interest.
a deterrent?
It's mainly just it's supposed to capture the idea in a horror game where you're just collecting random shit, and so I
Okay.
just put 2 random items on the floor there as like, so you have a choice of either collecting both items and running, collecting 1 item and running, or confronting the shadowy man at the end of the hall.
Okay, so, with my questions answered, I shall now give my critique. First off, I do feel very threatened by that little guy. Like, his face is kind of cute when you actually look at it, but if I saw this in a horror game, you know me, I'm a huge pussy. I can't, I would just be like, I am too scared to move towards it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I could not. I think the spoon is unnecessary and off throws the balance.
Okay.
I find it interesting that this piece is the only piece that uses color, because it has some blue in it.
So there's actually a fun fact about old Bleach. The way the brush is programmed, if you're using it on top of a layer of other stuff, it will actually subtly start to shift and change the saturation of whatever layer you're painting over.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's an unstable brush, but it gives me very good results if I figure out how to use it.
You can also just turn it back to white, black and white when you're done, like with a filter.
That's too much work.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
And I really like the added detail of putting in the extra work of just adding the reflection underneath his feet down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That really grounds him, and it just looks really nice. I really like that you did that. This piece is cool.
Finn?
So I was gonna ask, did you do all these pieces in order?
Yeah, I followed down the prompt list as I went.
So, because it seems like you hit like a rough point and then like it kind of bounced back.
Yeah,
Because
bounce back.
this one and the last one are really cool.
Yeah.
I really love this one, honestly. It's so cool. The figure, yeah, I love how it's like enough, it's non-detailed enough, but not like doesn't look distractingly like rushed, kind of, or distractingly undetailed, I guess. Like it adds to it.
He's very vague, but he doesn't
Yeah,
look like he's
vague.
been like brushed over.
I think
But yeah, it looks intentional rather than like a byproduct of time.
I think there is a very definite bell curve of effort that can be shown through these pieces.
Yeah.
This
Let's hope
piece
it
is
keeps
cool.
going
I
up.
like this piece. I feel
Me too.
threatened by that guy. I feel like I don't know what he's gonna do, and I'm scared to approach him.
It's very Mr. Frog-esque.
Yeah, he is Mr. Frog. Oh, I'm Mr. Frog. And you haven't seen Smiling Friends, have you?
No, I have. I know. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He is Mr. Frog.
He really is Mr. Frog.
He's gonna eat you if you go.
He even has Mr. Frog's face. This was not until we watched.
This was way before we
Yeah.
watched Smiling Friends.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
Alright, so how are we looking as a grade?
He also kind of looks like a cave painting, which I think is kind of cute.
Oh yeah, I like that
He's like a little.
because it's like almost charcoal-y.
Yeah.
I want to give it an 8.
I was gonna say like an 8 or 7 or an 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
I'm worried now because I feel like my scale of rating is like kind of off. Because like when you start at the beginning, you don't know, and then like you give it a higher or lower score than you think it should be, and then it just kind of isn't consistent. But so I'm just giving it what I'm thinking at the
I
moment.
still think
even
you were
though
being way
if I
too nice
go
during.
back,
I think you were being way too nice when he was very clearly phoning it in. Please stop playing with my phone. Speaking of phones.
Alright, so next up, we have Numb. This piece, I was trying to capture the effort of, you know that pins and needles like static feeling in your body where it just like starts like crack, it feels like the inner layer of your skin is just sort of moving back and forth, and it just feels like really unpleasant and stuff like that. I wanted to capture that, so I just do a basic silhouette of a man, and I just went in and blurred it really harshly.
Yeah.
And then I added in those like very harsh dash lines, just because like if you get a cramp and a numb spot at the same time, it is the worst feeling in the world to me.
I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Oh, can I go for mine's quick?
We might be saying the same. We might be about
be.
to say the same thing.
I like the silhouette and it's blurred and it looks really cool. I think for the like lines depicting the thing, you shouldn't have left them rounded off like with the pen. I feel like you should have gone in, maybe erased a little around the edges to kind of,
Give them more pointy looks.
because it looks very much like you just kind of went in afterwards and scribbled on there quickly.
Yeah. Or just
And
like
that's-
don't put them there at all. Like the silhouette thing's really fucking cool.
Yeah,
It's strong enough by itself without the little polka dot thingies.
agreed.
This piece is cool. I don't like the pows.
All right.
Yeah, like I think they could have been done differently in a way that would have been more successful, but yeah, just I'm not sure how I would do it, but
All right.
I like the silhouette a lot.
I also really like. Normally, when you do the white backgrounds, I think they look really lazy. This one looks good with the white background.
Yeah,
This one I
agreed.
really like with the white background.
All right. So how are we looking for a grade?
6.
6.
6. Okay,
Yeah.
that seems fair.
I also see numb in it a lot, though. It's good.
Yes.
Like,
Follows the prompt really well.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you again, Finn. I'm sorry.
no, that's all I was saying. You're good.
Yeah, like not only like numb as in like when your arm falls asleep, but it also can definitely be like numb as in like depressed and
Yeah.
you know, like the feeling of being numb and like everything around you is kind of fading away. It goes both ways. This is a really well done piece. I like this piece.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a simple
me too.
piece, but you did a good job with it.
All right. Next up, skeptical. This
Oh
one.
my gosh, this is the piece you did this for? I remember this piece.
All right, so this one was again kind of a low effort one, but I really wanted to try and like practice more line work because for whatever reason my line work on pencil and paper and like pens and stuff like that is usually pretty strong, if not a little chaotic, but I cannot transfer it over into digital works to save my life. So this one was very much just trying to loosen up, trying to get more of that like rush sketchy look going.
That's really common, and I'm the same way, so don't feel bad for
Yeah,
having
same.
that learning curve.
Well, mine's the opposite now because I've done so much digital, but it was like that before. But honestly, at first I was like, oh, you could put more detail, but I also kind of just like the difference of styles in between
this
pieces.
is like this feels like it's done for a different project in a way.
Yeah, I could appreciate that.
It looks like it's. Is he Harry Potter? He has like a little.
I think that was supposed to
it's
be
just a strand.
yeah, I think that was supposed to be a strand of hair.
Harry Potter.
He does look like he's like it doesn't really look like he fits in with the rest of this challenge, but he is still really well done by himself.
The expression's good, yeah.
He looks like he could be a comic book character. This looks like it could be straight up just a frame of a comic book.
True.
I would love to see you draw a comic with this style. This is really cute.
All right.
This is very charming. I like it a lot. The
too.
nostrils are weird.
It's like, one hurdle I find when I am drawing faces is I get lost in the geometry of the nose, and it starts like is either overly detailed, it's like not enough detail, and then I just kind of overwork it to the point of like nothing.
Well,
and,
just remember that my biggest piece of advice is that nostrils can't be inside the space that the eyes are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nostrils cannot be any wider than the eyes are apart. Does that make sense?
Right.
Right.
Like, the fact that this one's, like, way far left, just, like,
Throws it off.
yeah, it's kind of weird. Other than that, I also, oh my gosh, I love this little cowlick up here. Little wing.
The tiny little dash mark.
Yeah, he's so cute.
All right. So,
Honestly, I'll give it a 7. Even though it's like just judging it purely based on itself rather than like art style, because the other ones definitely took more effort. Like some of your other ones definitely took more effort and time and thought, but I think I don't know, I think it looks good. I like it. 7.
For the theme, I think you really captured the like skeptical emotion. This
Yeah.
is like a 9 as far as like being skeptical.
Mhm.
But for the challenge, it really would probably be like a 3.
okay.
And I know that sounds mean, but like I said, this is good for a different project. This feels really just powerful for something else, not related to the challenge. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Ben, what are you thinking for a grade? Or no?
Yeah,
you
I
said,
say 7.
So you
overall.
said 7. Okay.
Kind of averaging it
Oh
out.
my god! I thought that was a.
Whoa.
I thought that was a really detailed vagina. I saw it like
He did it. He did it now while
he
you were
did it.
talking.
Oh my gosh, loving.
Yeah, so this one is called Loving, and the original concept in my brain was, you know, the myth of like hearts are like asymmetrical and lopsided because they're actually supposed to be sewn together, and that's how we get the classic Valentine heart.
Oh.
That was the original concept, and then I was rendering this out, and I was like, huh, this is a fairly okay heart. Do I really want to draw a second one? And then I decided not to, so I drew a stick figure hugging the heart. And I know I could have just copied it over and just stitched them together.
Yeah, that has not stopped you in the past.
I know it hasn't stopped me in the past, but I guess I was just sick of using the symmetry tool.
Okay.
Yeah, so whoever wants to start can go ahead and start.
Did you start or did I start last time?
I don't remember. You can go ahead.
Okay. I don't like this piece at all.
Okay.
It's like so cliche. Love. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw a heart.
Right.
It's. It would have been more interesting if it was a vagina, honestly. I'm really not. I don't like this piece. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's. Also, it doesn't look like there's a guy hugging the heart. It looks like he has a tattoo on his heart of a guy. I do like the idea of the smoke coming out the top, but yeah, I'm just this don't impress me much.
Okay, Finn, what do you think?
I agree with it being like cliche. For love, obviously, a heart.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the heart's rendered really well, and I think I like the lines that are like I like the blurred lines that are coming off it, and the smoke is cool. I appreciate the stick man as well, even though I think maybe it would have technically been a better.
It would have been better
composition if
without
it
the
just was
stick.
gone. But I like it. I like
He
it.
is kind of cute.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm a fan.
I am
Prompt
not a
wise,
fan.
on the lower end, but
Okay.
execution wise, I like it.
So on a scale of 10, what are you rating this as?
3.
A 3?
I'll give her a 6.
Okay. Next up, we have Hostile. This one was another
Oh.
piece I just wasn't feeling it and got very I went back and forth on several iterations on it, and eventually I just landed on a vague monster-esque getting attacked by an off-screen force, and that's kind of where I sat at it.
That's cool.
I like his face looks very 3D. Like it really shows depth, even though it's really undetailed or really like loosely detailed.
Mm-hmm.
I really get the idea of like the muzzle of this creature, like being at the 3/4 kind of angle.
I feel the same way about the arrows. They really feel like they're stuck inside him.
Yeah,
I also like this these messy prow.
Oh, yeah.
thingies. Those look like blood flying or something. It's kind of cool.
It was definitely more of a. It was trying to like add in subtle motion lines, kind of like what I did for Horrified, but I didn't really commit to it.
I like it. It's cool.
yeah. I honestly I like the blurriness of the body and the anatomy. It's kind of cool.
It looks like the demon character from season 1 of Beastars.
Oh, I can kind of see it.
Yeah,
actually.
the one that's like, you want to eat a bunny, you know, it's him.
Okay.
I like it. It's not on the highest end of like technical execution, but I think it's cool and interesting enough that it's. I'll probably give it a 7-ish.
7. Okay.
6.
6. All right. Sounds good. Almost done, guys.
like
I
it.
promise. Vulnerable.
That is adorable and also so stupid.
This one I literally just wanted to draw the cutest little guy I ever could imagine. However, if you guys know me, I don't draw cutesy things very well.
I think that's pretty damn cute.
Yeah. So that's about it. I just wanted to draw a cute little guy.
It looks like a kitten who's been orphaned by his mom, and he's living inside of a trash bag.
Yeah, it does. That's good.
Like he's just sticking his little head out of a trash bag right now,
I really like it actually.
or a paper bag, not a trash bag. Yeah, I think this is cute as fuck. I don't think it really is vulnerable.
All right.
I think it looks like it's vulnerable because I could just smash it and
Oh, for
destroy
sure.
it, and it couldn't stop me.
Right.
But I'm not going to do that, obviously.
He's cute. We won't do that.
He's cute. We're not going to do that to him.
Oops, sorry.
I like it, but I don't know. I just like it. I kind of just like it.
I like it separate from the challenge.
From the whole challenge. Yeah,
Right.
me too.
All right. Follow-up question: should I get that as a tattoo?
I'll get it as a tattoo.
Stronger line work, yeah. Like stronger as in more like
Defined.
yeah, more defined. Yes.
I was gonna say something. I think vulnerable is a very powerful word, Zen. And I think for you as a person who hasn't really been taught how to be vulnerable for a lot of your life because of the way that you were born a male, I think you had an opportunity to explore something kind of powerful here, and you kind of just dropped the ball on it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, but the cat's cute, so it's okay.
Alright.
You can try drawing the powerful word another day, okay?
Of course.
I'll give it a 3. 5. 5. He's vulnerable.
We're doing 5? Okay.
5.
Then?
That's a 10.
Okay.
Might be the highest scoring one so
Easy
far.
10.
Alright, so guilty. This one I pulled from the very, very straightforward ideology of the scales on a weight. And I put a little guy juxtaposed against a feather because I wanted to pull from the Egyptian myth of Osiris pulling out... No, wait, it's Anubis pulling out your heart to weigh it against a feather. And the very disappointed and kind of annoyed look on Marla's face tells me that they don't appreciate this that much.
Remember how I said that the heart was cliche?
This is also cliche.
You had a chance to do something interesting with a scale, and then you just drew what everyone already knows about Anubis. Challenge yourself. Do a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know, like this drawing already existed before you drew it, Zen.
Of course.
You didn't have to draw it again.
Finn?
I will say, I think it's rendered well. I like the scale itself. It does lack a little bit of depth. Like it looks very flat on, which could be cooler to see it at a different angle. But beyond that, it is a little cliche, right? Guilty,
Right.
scales.
Scales of justice.
But for the record, I hadn't heard the Anubis story prior to this. So,
Alright.
so I mean, it's higher. I like that.
Okay.
Alright.
Not definitely not the best one on here, but I can appreciate where you're going with it at least.
I'll concede it's not the worst.
Yeah.
Alright, so as far as like scaling go,
I'm pretty sure optimism is the worst.
maybe.
you might not be wrong. Alright, so as far as like grades going, I'm thinking I'm getting a lower score from Marlo.
4.
4.
It's obviously more effort was put in this than the last one, but it's still not a good piece, maybe.
Alright.
I'll give it a 5.
Alright, yeah, that's fair.
Middle, yeah.
I think whoever watches this video is gonna think that I hate you. I don't,
No.
but I've been really mean to you this time.
Well, you're asking for critique, aren't you?
Yeah, I would rather have both of you have more or less different polarizing opinions about my art instead of it just looking like I just brought my my partner and one of my closest friends together just to gas me up.
Oh my god, yes!
Awesome, bro. Keep going!
Yeah, no, I want genuine critiques from you two, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so this one is
Oh my
called...
god, boobs.
This one is called Despair, and I'll be honest, I didn't really follow the prompt at all, I just started squiggling.
You need to watch Danganronpa before you draw Despair.
Okay.
Honestly, you kind of just... You're kind of halfway there with Danganronpa.
Okay.
There's a character, she's called the Ultimate Despair. She looks like this.
How accurate? Okay, because I've never actually.
She looks like okay, here. So, her name is Junko.
Her name is Fuck Joko.
Fuck Junko. No, her name's Junko Enoshima. She looks like this. This looks like a mix of her with her big old boobs and her little bear creature. Does it not? You even got like the asymmetrical eyeballs.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see it.
You need to put a picture of this in so people know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I'll take care of that.
But like, it looks like you're like trying to reference this. You need to watch Danganronpa or play it or whatever before you draw Despair, because this already is kind of referencing it.
I don't know, maybe if there's enough of an interest, I'll do a Let's Play of it, wink wink nudge nudge.
With me.
or anyone who wants to help.
Yeah, we could do voice
Honestly,
acting.
Thomas,
It is a long-ass game.
Thomas is a big fan of Danganronpa, so I might...
Danganronpa?
Yeah, that good old, that sweet Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Thomas is a big fan of Danganronpa, so maybe I'll rope him into that. Finn, what do you think of this piece?
I think it definitely I don't see despair in it too much. But overall I really like it. I like the scribbliness of it. I like the lines, like the thin lines. I think if you took away like the mouth and the eyes on that thing's head, it would be cooler looking. If you see what I mean, like it would just be it'd be a lot more mysterious. And I think the eyes and the mouth kind of clash with the design of the rest of the piece.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's missing despair, but I think it's cool.
I just sent you. Do you know anything about Danganronpa?
Me?
Yeah.
My sister's absolutely obsessed with it. So
okay.
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
You know the character
She
designs
was
that I've been
4
referencing.
years ago. Yeah, I do.
So I just sent it to you, so you could take a peek at it.
Yeah,
do you
I
get
see
what
it.
I'm saying with the
I do.
eyeballs and the even the
100%.
color scheme is exactly it. It's kind of
The black.
crazy.
Yeah.
Unintentionally,
I see
a
it.
lot like something that I could imagine from that game. So
Yeah. Cool piece, but it doesn't entirely fit the prompt.
does
I would
not
say.
capture despair if Danganronpa did not exist.
All right, makes sense. All
And
right.
the fact that you don't even play Danganronpa makes it even less despair related.
So I'm assuming this is going to be a kind of middle of the road grade from both of you. 4.
I'd give it a prompt for a piece by itself, probably like a 7. Honestly, I like it.
I'll take it. Next piece. So
Zen.
now you can be
Zen.
mad at me. Now you can be
Zen.
mad at me.
Zen, I swear to God.
Get out of here! Get out of here! You done?
So this is the final prompt of the challenge, and it was playful. And the thought process behind this was all right, I just spent 31 days. Sorry, I spent 30 days drawing or trying to draw. I need to go do something to have fun. So I just put up a "Be back soon" sign, and that's it.
I mean, I guess it's kind of a playful ending. Hey, you just watched me do this for 31 days. Fuck you!
But it would have been more playful had the same amount of effort not gone into 4 other pieces.
Yes. It would have been way more playful if it was kind of humorous.
Yeah.
This is, again, so annoying. So frustrating.
I feel like I'm just gonna like I was gonna say, if this was the only one that was just like a smiley face or one word or whatever, that would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't judge it too harshly because that's the point of it. Just to be like that.
If it was the only one like this, it would remind me of Andy Warhol's penis that he sent into the space.
I know what you're talking.
He drew a picture of a dick, and then he was like, "No, it's just my initials. I don't know what you're talking about." But it was
Yeah.
clearly a dick.
Right.
And if it was the only one that was like this, I would be like, "Oh, it's your Andy Warhol penis."
Right.
You know, it's your hee hee hoo hoo ha ha funny moment.
Right.
But the fact that you have 4 or 5 other ones that are almost the exact same amount of effort to this,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say
It
it's
took
not your
away
Andy
from the
Warhol
impact.
penis.
Right.
Yeah,
sorry.
it took away from the impact. But I'm not trying to judge this one too harshly because obviously it was made with that in
Yeah, there's not
mind,
much I can say to. I wish your handwriting was a little better, I guess.
Yeah.
Now that one I can't fix. All right. So for a grade on this piece, what are we looking at?
You have some pretty O's. You draw some pretty O's.
I do like your O's. Can I say unranked?
Unranked.
This is again a 0.
It's off
0.
the scale.
It's off the charts, dude. This is your best one.
It's so good.
All right. So I'm hearing it's basically a 0 from
You
both
can't grade this.
All right.
Just because it's ungradable, it's just
All right. So
it was a bit. You did it for the bit,
all right.
which
Well,
I can respect.
I thank you guys for coming back through and just kind of looking through all of these with me because it was kind of nice. And I just basically want to ask overall, as I went as the challenge is finished up here, just tell me exactly out of 10 how I scored on it and whether or not I actually succeeded in the art challenge.
So in AP Art, we did our gradings out of 5. So I'm gonna do your grade out of 5. 5 is the best, by the way.
Okay, we'll do Finn. Just follow the out of 5 scale as well.
Oh, sure, okay.
3.
Okay.
I'll say you followed the challenge really well because you did one every day. You know what I mean? There were a couple days where it was very much phoned in, so that maybe lost you some points. But overall, there were some really good pieces in there, and there were also some very obviously rushed and not as much cared for pieces by you, which also brings the thing down. So I'd give it a 3 as well, but not for the quality of work, just for like, because a lot of them are really good. Like a lot of them are really good.
All of the ones you put effort in are really
Yeah.
enjoyable, Zen. It's the ones that you don't put effort in that really bring the grade down.
Mm-hmm.
Which is obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, yeah, so...
It's all of these beach episodes that are making this really not
Yeah.
enjoyable.
It's all of the filler arcs. Like, this is basically just... it's basically just Naruto, or Boruto, with just nothing but filler.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I, don't watch that much anime. I just said that because I know it's a thing.
Mhm.
So, you said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I already lost you.
Yeah, no, just,
So, I think I get what you're saying.
Alright, so, once again, thank you both for coming in and giving me an honest-to-God grade. I'm really glad we did this, and we'll have to try it again next time either I or one of us does an art challenge, 'cause I really
think
like this.
my favorite is either hesitant or startled.
So you like the Scream reference or the vagina?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like,
I like
I
hesitant
liked-
just for how it is. It's so,
I like-
clever.
yeah, honestly, me too. But I liked Threatened. Threatened was cool. And
That
I
one
liked
was really cool.
Startled.
I was
Startled
thinking about that one too.
and Horrified, because those two faces were cool.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to put together, try to find if I have my SI saved somewhere, and then we can try this sometime with my
Yeah, we
AP
should.
art, which is done maybe 2 years ago when I was a senior in high school. So
Did you
Okay.
want to do that just on its own, or did you want to make that a video?
we'll do it as a video if you'd like it.
Okay, it's up to
just,
you. I
just
don't,
not this video.
Yeah, I don't want to force you into like putting your art there if you're not
My
okay.
art out there.
I'd
Yes.
also love to do something like this for my art.
Yeah, I would
But-
love to try a challenge like this.
The chance that I do an entire challenge like this is so low that I don't think it will ever happen.
I like that you introduced me as someone who specializes in clowns, because now
Yeah.
I feel like I want to do a challenge where every piece is related to a clown somehow.
You all,
some way.
all make them all clowns, yeah. Make them a
Yeah, how about
The
this?
guilty clown.
How about this? I'll give both of you a prompt list, and you have to try and work from that.
We'll see.
Wait. You'll make up the prompts.
Yes.
Oh no.
I
I don't
like
trust
it.
that. You are a little motherfucker
I'll
sometimes.
do it. I'll do it.
Fine, okay. If he's doing it, then I have to do it.
All right,
Fine, I'll do it.
I'll get
You're
back.
gonna
to
put
you.
like hands on there or some shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be an entire day that's like,
There's gonna be
draw your
Fucking
least
funny.
favorite thing.
All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a day that's like anti-clown. You can't draw anything. You can't draw a clown-related thing, and I have to draw around a clown. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So, we'll finish up here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a very nice day. Goodbye.
This was fun. Bye bye.
It was. Wait.